Where where was I?
You said something about bully.
Okay. So basically, okay, back to the start. What I don't get about adults is this is something I 100% believe they have an experience in, whether in childhood, whether as a bully or a person being bullied. And I'm pretty sure many of them thought they'd never let it happen again to anyone else. But then when it happens in front of them to kids, whether it's their children or other children, they completely shit the bed. Like, do you feel that's a thing?
I don't think it is.
I don't know, like, because I'll ask you more about that. Because me personally, when I saw bullying happen, and when bullying happened to me, from my perspective as a kid, it felt like the teacher didn't give a damn, or the supervisors didn't give a damn, or my parents played it off.
I think it's more like, you know, when you have that situation where you have an emergency number, I don't think they would try to get much as involved unless it's an emergency. When
Right.
it's the small things that they know that you can deal with on your own, and they try to build some sort of character in you that isn't dependent on someone to solve their problems,
Right.
they try to let you experience that as a person to see whether you can bring yourself out of it alive by yourself. But it's like not until it's an emergency where they'll actually like step in and try to take control of the situation. It's like when you work at a company, and if small issues happen, they tell you to deal with it. But when it reaches bigger problems, they tell you to call the manager.
Yeah. Do you think it's because, from their point of view, what seems a bit like, I don't want to say disastrous, like pretty serious to a kid doesn't seem serious to them?
Most probably, because
Like,
I
what's
feel like,
bullying to a kid is like teasing to them.
yeah, I feel like as an adult, you kind of been through so many experiences that you assume it's numbing. So it doesn't really affect you much as an adult.
Right.
But when you're a kid, you're so sensitive and you're so fragile that they kind of forget that essence that when you were younger, you were fragile as well.
Yeah. And the world seemed like a scarier place.
Yeah. Especially as an adult, I feel like there are bigger things to be worried about than someone calling you a bitch every day in school.
Yeah. So I guess it's, in a way, it's something they should be empathetic towards if they experienced it, but ultimately they're not, because they don't see it as a serious problem.
They don't. I think especially because my parents, if I'm talking about this personally, um, my dad was never bullied. He was the popular kid. My mom was the the but I don't want to like objectify her, but I think she was like the prettiest the girl in her school. So naturally, no one wanted to be to be mean to her.
I think she should take that as a
And
compliment.
and my brother was just like my dad. He was captain of the basketball team. He was captain of the football team. He was captain of I don't know what team. So my brother, from his lifestyle, had like over 700 friends wanting to talk to him.
Oof.
So I think that also reflected bad on my life because it made me feel like I was a black swan of my family.
Yeah. You see how it could lead to that?